Welcome to another episode of our series on the Russian Tsars. Today we step back into an era when a vast, isolated kingdom teetered on the edge of transformation. In a time dominated by chaos, betrayal, and medieval customs, one man dared to envision an entirely new future. Join us as we uncover how Peter the Great, emerging from turbulent beginnings, ignited a revolution that would forever reshape Russia into a modern empire. Peter was born in 1672 into a period when death and treachery were as common as the changing of the seasons. Following the demise of Tsar Alexei and later his elder brother Feodor III, the throne was left vulnerable, setting the stage for conspiracies and power struggles that rocked the very foundations of Russia. How does one survive amid such relentless turmoil? Amidst this volatile backdrop, the young Peter witnessed firsthand the brutal uprising of the Streltsy, once the pride of Russia's military might. These elite soldiers, who had grown unruly and disillusioned, turned against the crown in a series of bloody rebellions. It was during one such uprising that a frightened Peter found himself hiding in a dimly lit chamber, an experience that would later fuel his lifelong obsession with discipline and order. Yet, internal strife was not the only challenge. His elder sister, Sophia Alexeyevna, ruled as regent with an iron will. Known for her shrewd political maneuvers, Sophia managed to keep the power struggles at bay, albeit temporarily, while simultaneously contending with her own ambitions. Meanwhile, Peter's half-brother, Ivan Feth, remained a constant reminder of the old order, a symbol of traditions that Peter was determined to cast aside. Even as these high-stakes family dramas unfolded, there were whispers of even more peculiar events. For instance, it is said that in the midst of courtly intrigue, a minor noble once dared to challenge Peter's innovative ideas by reciting an outdated Russian proverb. In response, the young prince reportedly composed a spontaneous verse on the spot, ridiculing the antiquated wisdom and hinting at his revolutionary plans. Although this episode has faded into obscurity, it offers a glimpse of Peter's quick wit and his desire to leave old customs behind. In 1697, Peter embarked on what would become known as the Grand Embassy, a journey that would forever alter the destiny of Russia. Imagine the Tsar, disguised as a commoner, venturing into the heart of Europe to learn directly from the masters of shipbuilding, engineering, and modern statecraft. This was not merely a diplomatic mission. It was a radical experiment in cultural and technological exchange. While in the Netherlands, a nation celebrated for its maritime prowess, Peter's determination shone brightly. One memorable and rather little-known episode occurred in a busy shipyard in Amsterdam. While assisting local craftsmen, Peter once challenged a seasoned Dutch shipbuilder to a test of strength. In an unexpected twist, during a moment of overzealous energy, the Tsar knocked over a barrel filled with herrings. The resulting uproar of laughter from the workers not only broke down social barriers, but also cemented his reputation as a leader, unafraid to get his hands dirty. This light-hearted, yet revealing incident symbolized his willingness to learn by doing. But the Grand Embassy was also a voyage of discovery on a diplomatic front. In one lesser-known encounter, Peter attended a formal banquet in The Hague, where between courses, he engaged in a lively debate about the latest advancements in clockmaking. During this discussion, a clever young engineer explained the intricate workings of a revolutionary timepiece that could measure time with remarkable precision. So impressed was Peter by this invention that he later ordered a similar mechanism to be installed in his naval ships to improve coordination during maneuvers. Such an anecdote, although not widely recounted in history books, underscores how even the minutiae of technological progress captured Peter's visionary mind. Moreover, his time abroad brought about another pivotal military innovation: the establishment of the Preobrazhensky Regiment. As Peter observed the well-drilled formations of European armies, he realized that the old, unpredictable units like the Streltsy had no place in his new Russia. In a series of secretive meetings held over candlelit dinners in Amsterdam, Peter and his advisors conceptualized a regiment that would embody modern discipline and combat efficiency. This elite unit would later become one of the cornerstones of his reformed military, symbolizing the dawn of a new era in Russian warfare. Yet another curious tale from his travels involves an unusual local tradition. While visiting a small coastal town, Peter encountered a ritual where sailors celebrated the change of guard by performing acrobatic feats and juggling barrels. Captivated by the spectacle, he reportedly attempted to mimic the performers, a sight that left the local populace both astonished and endeared to their foreign visitor. Though his performance was clumsy at best, it endeared him to the common folk, reinforcing his belief that genuine engagement with one's subjects was as crucial as any military reform. Towards the end of his journey, during a final sojourn in the Netherlands, Peter found himself captivated by yet another emblem of Western modernity, the Dutch flag. Impressed by the striking simplicity and bold symbolism of its red, white, and blue tricolor, he resolved to adopt a similar motif as a symbol for his reformed nation. This inspiration would later materialize in the form of the Russian tricolor flag. By the time Peter returned to Russia, he was not only armed with technical expertise and modern ideas, but he had also forged valuable alliances and absorbed countless lessons from Western civilization, lessons that would underpin the radical transformation of his empire. Among Peter's most audacious projects was the founding of a new capital, St. Petersburg. In 1703, upon the harsh, windswept banks of the Neva River, Peter envisioned a window to the west, a shining beacon of modernity that would defy both nature and convention. But imagine the challenges of building a city from scratch in a vast marshland, plagued by biting cold and relentless mists. Local lore recounts a particularly vivid incident. During one of his many inspections of the proposed site, Peter misjudged the slipperiness of an icy bank. In a moment that has since become the stuff of legend, he lost his footing and plunged into the freezing water. Instead of succumbing to embarrassment or anger, Peter emerged laughing heartily, proclaiming, "If this marsh cannot drown me, it shall not drown our ambitions." This blend of humor and defiance perfectly encapsulated his spirit and set the tone for the relentless drive that would see St. Petersburg rise from the mire. Beyond the physical hardships, the construction of St. Petersburg was rife with lesser-known, yet equally fascinating anecdotes. For example, it is whispered among historians that during the city's early days, Peter personally inspected the quality of the bricks by engaging in an impromptu contest with his chief architect. The Tsar, known for his unyielding standards, would select a handful of bricks and challenge the architect to determine their durability. Such eccentric tests, though seemingly trivial, were instrumental in ensuring that every element of the new capital met his vision of modern perfection. With the labor of thousands of serfs and skilled workers, St. Petersburg quickly began to take shape. Its broad avenues, elegant canals, and architecture inspired by the finest European designs soon transformed the once forbidding landscape into a vibrant symbol of Russia's future. The city's construction also saw the introduction of innovative engineering techniques learned during Peter's Grand Embassy, techniques that allowed for the rapid drainage of marshes and the laying of stable foundations, a true testament to his ability to combine ingenuity with ambition. In a particularly curious episode, while surveying the site, Peter encountered an elderly local craftsman who claimed to have built small boats in the marshes long before the Tsar's arrival. Intrigued, Peter spent an entire afternoon learning about these rudimentary yet ingenious designs. This encounter not only provided him with practical ideas for utilizing the waterways around his new capital, but also left him with a deep appreciation for the resourcefulness of the common man, a sentiment that would subtly influence some of his later policies. By the time of his death in 1725, Peter the Great had irrevocably altered the face of Russia. With a modernized military, a reformed administrative system, and a dazzling new capital, his vision had propelled Russia onto the European stage. Yet, the transformation came at a tremendous cost. Harsh taxes, brutal reforms, and the heavy toll exacted upon countless serfs left indelible scars, a legacy of ambition achieved through sacrifice. The turbulent aftermath of his predecessors, the chaos that ensued after the deaths of Alexei and Feodor III, along with the bloody uprisings of the Streltsy, had set the stage for Peter's relentless drive for change. His iron-fisted reforms, which included the disbandment of the unruly Streltsy and the establishment of elite formations such as the Preobrazhensky Regiment, symbolized a decisive break from a feudal past. Interestingly, there exists a lesser-known account of how Peter would test the loyalty and ingenuity of his officers. During a cold winter's night, he is said to have gathered a select group of commanders and challenged them to design a device to measure the efficiency of their new drill routines. The winning design, a rudimentary yet remarkably effective contraption, was later incorporated into the regiment's training regimen. This anecdote, though obscure, highlights Peter's unyielding commitment to innovation even within the military sphere. Moreover, internal family rivalries continued to haunt Peter's reign. The ongoing tension with his half-brother Ivan V served as a stark reminder of the old order, even as Peter sought to supplant it with a modern, centralized state. His interactions with Ivan, often laced with both condescension and reluctant respect, provided further fuel for his determination to reshape the Russian establishment. As we reflect on Peter's legacy, it is impossible not to consider the profound duality of his reign. On one hand, he ushered Russia into modernity, establishing a formidable navy, overhauling the administration, and founding a capital that would become synonymous with progress. On the other, his methods were ruthless, and the societal costs were enormous. His ambition, while visionary, was matched only by the severity of the measures he employed to realize it. Among the more curious stories that have survived is that of a midnight meeting held in a secluded chamber of his newly built palace. It is rumored that during this clandestine gathering, Peter entertained a group of foreign diplomats by recounting his own early misadventures, tales of slipping on ice, struggling to pronounce Dutch naval terms, and even a comical incident involving a runaway carriage. These intimate, almost confessional moments reveal a side of the Tsar rarely seen by the public, one of vulnerability, humor, and a relentless drive to learn from every experience. Peter the Great was a man of extraordinary contrasts, a visionary who propelled Russia into modernity at an immense human cost. His journey, spanning daring escapades on the Grand Embassy, the founding of a magnificent new capital, and the meticulous creation of elite military units such as the Preobrazhensky Regiment, invites us to ponder, what would you be willing to sacrifice to transform your nation? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. And as always, join us in the next episode as we delve even deeper into the fascinating evolution of the Romanov dynasty, exploring the intriguing reign of figures such as Catherine the Great, whose own complex legacy continues to captivate historians to this day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Your support fuels our journey through these epic chapters of history. Until next time, thank you for watching.